Move it. Move it. All right, y'all. Jowdy here, guest of the next episode of Talk Down. So catch me on the next one and tune in. See y'all there.
They let it talk down when I'm not around, yeah. It's only tied down when I'm out of town, no. I don't trust many when I'm in the city. I've never been a shooter, but I keep them with me. Watch them steal the style and say they inspire. Bitch, I've been a boss who wanna get higher. They let it talk down when I'm not around.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Down. It's your boy Ryan.
Juan, what's up, guys? And it is a very special person to us because we've known her for a while, and it is Yauris.
Hello.
But we were talking, and we were like, should we put her Instagram handle out there, like, because it's Cold Love, and we're like, yo, but we don't know her like that. Like, so we wanted to kind of know, where did you get that from? What is that about?
It's so funny because, as you can see, my name's spelled completely different from how it's pronounced for people who aren't Hispanic.
Right.
And when I'm out, people actually call me Cold Love and don't call me by my name.
No shit, really?
So
Is this like a thing now in 2019 where we call people by Instagram handles?
instead of it's Cold Love. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay,
what it
okay.
is.
So did it stem from anything specifically, or?
So I've had it for a few years now, and I guess I would always, when people would try to talk to me or approach me, or guys would try to like holler or whatever,
Resting bitch
I would
face.
I would shut it down from the beginning,
Got
and like it was always from the jump. Like something that followed me was like, oh, she's cold, because she doesn't want to like give anybody time. She's always
like
shutting down like people who've been chasing for a long time or
course.
something like that. So it just became Cold Love.
Guys, trust us, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I'm
She's not mean.
I promise I'm the sweetest.
To certain people.
Yeah,
Those who
facts.
deserve
So
it.
warning.
Come correct.
Basically.
So we actually, again, we're letting our guests bring up the topic, and hers was a really good one because Ryan and I, we kind of touched on it, but we didn't really elaborate on it. And it was about finding your passion. And she sent us a voice memo, which is like the first time we ever got something like that. So, and then Ryan right away was like, yo, I got so much on that. Let's do it. So hers was people who are lost and haven't found their passion yet. People who have found their passion but are stuck and finding different ways to approach it. I'm curious as to what you were thinking when you mentioned it and kind of get into it. What are you talking about?
I just think that right now, everyone's kind of lost. You know, everyone's kind of just searching for just their passion, what they want to do, who they really are. Your life is just a constant search of who you are.
Right.
That's really what life is. It's
Really
just
well put.
a really just long road of you just trying to search for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of something that I've always liked to talk with my friends about, to random people about just people who are actually passionate and have found their passion early on. Okay, well, how did you do it?
Yeah, like,
you know, like what's the secret?
Please.
Yeah, like I'm taking notes here. So I just thought it'd be really great to bring it here. It's one
Absolutely.
Of the, you know, this is where it should be talked about.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about it. So do you feel like you found your passion?
So I think I found my passion because I found what makes me light up when I talk about. But I don't think that I am in the place where I can best execute my passion.
I mean, if you could, what do you do?
So I do diversity and inclusion, which is basically finding out ways to advance minorities and different diverse strategies.
She's smart.
in a
Come real correct.
You might not have a chance.
in a corporate setting. So basically, I mean, not just the ethnic minorities, not just Hispanic, African American,
Women
and
also.
Asians, women, people with disabilities,
Love it.
veterans, literally LGBTQ, everything on the diversity spectrum. I really try to make people feel comfortable in a corporate setting and work on different programs and stuff.
So when we talk about passion, I think we touched on the last episode as well a little bit. We mentioned feeling, right? For me, it was, I never knew exactly what it was until I felt what it was, right? So
Yeah.
once you feel that feeling,
Exactly.
it's hard to explain it. So when we talk about like how do you find it, I think you just got to do a bunch of stuff, right? So
Yeah,
what,
no, definitely.
what made you realize like, yo, besides like, did you have to try stuff at the beginning?
Of course.
So
I think-
talk about that process.
Yeah, so I think that is the best way, or not just the best, but the easiest way to find your passion is to find out what you don't like. I went to a high school back in the day that was straight health and sciences, and so I found out that I do not want to work in a hospital. I don't want to be around health and science. I want nothing to do with that. Literally went to college and did economics and entrepreneurship because I want nothing to do with health or science.
Hold on, just to add context, those kids that went to that school, they were considered nerds, by the way. Like, they didn't even get to go to our high school.
Thanks.
I think we briefly talked about how we find our passions, right? But how do we find a way, because some people necessarily aren't where they're at right now to pursue that passion. How do we find our work life and our, I guess you want to put it, for lack of a better word, passion? How do you balance finding exactly how to pursue both?
Yeah. So I think the most important thing is being patient. You have to learn patience.
God, that's a key. Yes.
And if you don't learn patience and you don't, and if you don't kind of channel that, you're always going to feel in a rush to do things.
Right.
And I think that, especially for our generation now,
Oh my
we're so in a rush to have a house, to have the best car, to have the best this, to have the best job, and to show it on Instagram or something. Like, this
everybody wants to
generation
flex on stuff
just,
now. Like,
we're just so focused on the chase, not the chase, on the final destination.
Right.
The showing,
And we
the
need to
showing.
be able to be patient and know that our
Oh, yeah.
time is coming, because everyone has their time, you
Yeah.
know? In terms of people who aren't in the space that they want to be, and
Yeah.
knowing that they have a passion, everything is a stepping stone for where you want to end up at.
Or you'd hope it is.
Or you would hope, but even if you don't know it at the moment, you're going to look back into it 10
This
years
helped me
ago
do
like,
this.
wow, that really kind of helped me and gave me either this skill, or it told me that this is not what I want to do. And now when I'm at my position or the level that I want to be, I know I'm not accepting shit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if y'all going to bleep that out.
Oh, yeah. No, no.
I'm not accepting, shit from that, because I learned that that's not what I want to do, or I
Right.
learned that that's not what I want.
course.
That's not what
Oh
I'm
my God.
accepting.
to touch on your point real quick, my old job where I was at and I was miserable at, it was giving me a means of living, right? As far as
Yeah.
being a responsible
your
adult.
bills,
Yeah.
giving
you
And like after a while we get tired of that crap, let's
Yeah.
be honest. But that taught me a lot of stuff as far as like scheduling wise, and
Yeah.
now with my job
Discipline.
my job now, it's like the reason I'm really good with scheduling people and appointments is because I did it in my another job that I didn't love.
And I bet you hated it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But now
exactly.
it's easier for me to do it now. Yeah, I'm like, damn, this is easier to me now because I did that, like you said, and it helped me in the moment. I didn't realize it, but looking back now and I've thought about this before, never really got to express it, but I'm like, I'm better because of that, right? So
Yeah.
like you said, being super duper patient. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing. It's not gonna happen tomorrow, and I tell all my clients, it's not gonna happen tomorrow, right? But if you try today, and look, you have to have a real job. If you have responsibilities, some people are parents, stuff like that. Like, yo, be realistic. Like, you can pursue two things at once, right? You just gotta be smart about it. We talked about time. Make your time worth it. You might have to grind all day, but it's gonna take that, right?
Yeah.
But
It's about experience, right? You build experience by living it, right? So I remember looking back and saying, shit, I'm a manager here, but I don't want to do IT. But I didn't really look at the underlying thing that I was doing. I was managing people, number one. Number two, I was traveling to all of these states. My passport, all these countries, my passport is packed. So I've done that, right? But it was almost like I didn't really appreciate the experience that I was building. Now, in hindsight, I look at my resume and I say, oh, I did this. And the underlying passion that I had there was that I was helping people the whole time. And that's what I love doing.
But
Like, that's what
can
I'm
I ask you,
passionate
like,
about.
in that moment, and I know what the answer is because I'm your friend and we've had this conversation.
Oh, I know her.
Right? But what, in those moments, like you said, you experienced other stuff, you couldn't fully appreciate what you were going through because, like you said, like how I talked about it, you weren't in a mental space where you're like, this isn't what I really want to keep
Right,
doing.
yeah.
But, and then you took granted for the things that you were experiencing, you're like, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, how did you deal with, like, did you ever, and now do you have these talks with yourself where you're like, damn, like, do you approach things differently? Or like, I'm going to accept, I might not fully love this right now,
Yes.
but like, it's going to
Yes.
help me be better. Like,
Because now, to me, I appreciate the steps that I'm taking to get to the destination, right? So, ooh, that was good. But
the process.
yeah, the process.
right?
It's all about the process. And now I always say I'm a little more analytical, where I say I feel like ever since I've become a little bit more about believing in myself, that I say I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? So no matter what, I don't, woe is me. I don't do that. And I feel like people fall into that rut where they say, damn, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I know I'm meant for bigger things, but you are exactly where you're supposed to be. This
Yeah.
is your manifestation. This is what you're supposed
You
to
create
be doing.
what you want, right?
Yeah, completely. And I think the point where you reach, okay, this isn't my passion, you figure that out. I'm doing this because this is my job and I'm getting paid because I need money.
And that's a lot of
I
us.
think it gets to the point when you reach the level where I cannot do this anymore and this is exhausting and draining
Frustrating.
me, find something else that'll replace that and go to a different job that you may not be your passion still,
Pivot.
but it's at least something that isn't draining your energy
Right.
throughout the day and like isn't allowing you to dedicate any time to your passion.
Right,
Because
exactly.
that's when things get a little bit
Like you said,
challenging.
it might pay less, but now you have more time to do what you really care about.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely you can make that transition. Like that's what I had to do.
Definitely.
One thing that I wanted to talk about, and being Dominicans, I feel like our family families come here to set up. We're the first generation here, essentially.
Definitely.
And they bust their ass in blue-collar jobs so that we can do what they couldn't do. Do you feel like you've had people force their passions on you, or can, if that hasn't happened to you, can someone force their passion on their kids or other people?
Yeah, I think in a lot of minority groups, Dominicans, we know that because, that's the first thing that you know, when you're growing up. But I think parents in general, their intention is I want what's best for my child, but they do try to force their passion on you.
Bully us.
And even friends, I know a lot of my friends who just went to medical school just because their parents need them to go to medical school or something like that.
Or if you have big dreams, they think they're not realistic enough.
Exactly.
Right? They're like, because they never had that chance.
Exactly.
So they're still thinking that mindset, like, oh, I remember when I told my mom I was going to be personal training full time. She was like, what? Because she used to going to work, clocking in, clocking out, having this like he said, blue collar job where it's they're not used to oh, you can actually do something really well.
And I think it's ignorance a bit in terms of not knowing the wide range of
they're
things
naive.
of things that there are out there to do in this
Land
world.
of opportunity.
Exactly, and there's so much to do and so much, and they just weren't exposed to that. They were exposed to just lawyers, politicians, and doctors. That's all they know.
Those are the people that make money.
So I think what really is important is once you found your passion, you've solidified a plan, this is how I'm going to do it, this is the part that's actually going to make money for it, now it's time for me to present it to my family.
And kind of close almost out with this stuff, for me and Juan talked about this a little bit, how did you find out what you were passionate about? Was there steps that you took? Did it naturally
what was your strategy?
Yeah.
So really it was my mentors.
Mentorship.
What really guided me towards my passion. I didn't know what diversity and inclusion was, or that you can do that in a corporate setting. It's a different world when you're out there doing the political activist type of deal versus in a corporate place where this is the big businesses. This is what they're betting their money on. They're putting millions of dollars down on diversity and investing on diversity. And of course, in some places, it's just people who, this is, another head count. This is the, the legal kind of thing.
We have to meet the legal ramifications.
Through the motions
versus people who actually believe in it. And I'm blessed enough to be in a company who seriously believes in diversity and inclusion and in that. So I'm blessed enough to be in that space, but it was my mentors who guided me, and I still keep in touch with those mentors to this day.
Nice.
They were the ones, CEO of a different diversity consulting firm, and if it weren't for them, I wouldn't even know what this space was. And honestly, I was a graphic designer for them for 3-4 years. So I was doing graphic design, completely different world, but I was doing it for an industry that became my passion. And then I stepped into that world and said, wow.
So the people who don't have the benefit of having mentors and stuff, what would you suggest as far as other options to trying to find something that they love, they care about? I know we talked about feeling a little bit. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, so I think you need to talk to your immediate circle. I know my friends, and that's the importance of keeping good company.
Facts.
Because if you don't keep good company, then you're not going to be steered the correct way. And if you're not keeping good company, reevaluate your life.
Yeah.
But I think that was really important to just talk to my immediate circle. Right? If I don't have mentors to go to. 2, follow the right people. When you're spending so much time on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on emails, on this, on that, you have access to looking at good role models.
People don't take advantage of that.
And they don't. And there's something called Google, right? That
What is that?
that if you just Google most influential people in such and such industry, you can find a whole bunch of people that can at least be something that inspire you. Or there's some times where I'm looking on a Sunday and I see this really, really inspirational video and I'm like, wow.
I'm ready to fuck shit up today.
I'm ready to go to the gym.
Absolutely.
That's the type of feeling I get. So I think it's also that maybe you might not find a mentor, but you can put yourself in the right mental space to uplift yourself and go out and find a mentor or find someone in the industry to reach out to. LinkedIn, so many people I've connected with through LinkedIn and met up and stuff.
Facts. I know. And then to touch on that, for me personally, I think back 2 or 3 years ago, I just started making a list of things that I really cared about that made me feel good. And I'm like, all right, how can I start to pursue things? Because like she said, you reach out to people who really care about you, and there's not pressure from them, right? It's look, this is a different perspective. They make you think differently. So in the back of your mind, you're thinking I know I can be better. What's stopping me? And then falling in love with these things and really trying to pursue those outside of finding that balance, like we talked about with your work that helps you pay your bills. Because look, some of us are adults and we have bigger responsibilities. Some people are parents early on in life, so they have more. I don't want to call it baggage and make it sound like a bad thing, but they have more obstacles that they gotta overcome. So finding those balances is super important.
Yeah, and there's so much power in writing things down.
Oh, what?
Big time.
Yeah.
What?
Big time. And you know, you don't necessarily have to do it on your phone. And if you shift that way, you're more modern. Then
Yeah.
yeah, you can do it. But sometimes writing it,
Yeah.
you digest it a little bit.
When you
differently.
see it,
Vision boards, all of
yeah.
that.
Oh man, I'm all about that. You know that. So we're gonna shift over to our mailbag, a
Yes.
new segment, and since we have such an insightful person here, we want to share a few questions. And these, you know, sometimes we get some relationship questions. So you might have gotten
Let's
lucky.
use this code love.
so this person, she wanted to remain anonymous. So she says she's been with a guy for over 6 years, and a few months ago he admitted that he cheated on her.
Yeah.
He said that they were dealing with some relationship issues, an excuse. It was just once, but he regrets it, and it's why he's admitting it to her. He told her that it's been the only time, and he'll do whatever it takes to show that it's a mistake. But she's so hurt by it all. She's forgiven him, but she's not gonna lie. It's all she can think about. What should she do? She says she does love him and doesn't see herself with anyone else, but she feels so betrayed. So we're gonna let you answer that question first.
Ouch.
No pressure.
Ouch. Sis, I'm sorry. No, I think the first thing is you have to respect him for coming clean.
Facts.
I give it, yeah, at least.
She said he came clean and she didn't ask him. I've always said there's two types of men in the world, with an asterisk too, because there's a third who wouldn't even do it. But there's always two types of men in this world. It's the one that does the dirt and doesn't say anything about it and just kind of keeps it hidden away and lives life that way. And there's the second that does the dirt and admits to it because he understands the wrong that he did and what he caused.
He's gonna have to live with those consequences no matter what it
Exactly.
is.
And so he's okay with living the consequences,
yeah.
whether that's with the person or not.
Right.
So he is showing to be, you know, number two
Right.
that's admitting to it. So you have to respect him for telling you the truth.
That'll show some growth at least, yeah.
But, with a little but there,
Underlined.
if you can't stop thinking about it, that already goes to show you how you're not going to be able to live life.
It's tarnished.
With
It's tarnished a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much time it's been since it happened.
Right.
I don't think she said it, but sounds like she needs some time.
Yeah, she just said a few months ago he admitted, so we're assuming that a few months ago it happened.
So I think, I'm not telling you to leave him, but I'm telling you to separate yourself, give yourself time to heal,
There it is.
so that you can come back stronger and better and with a more clear mind to approach the relationship in the way that you want it to go,
Right. Of course.
versus the power that he had to
Do what
kind
he
of.
did, yeah. And I agree. Like, look, honestly, a lot of us, some people have never been cheated on, whatever, but so they don't fully understand it. But like, look, it's hurtful.
It is.
Like when somebody that you really care about or love, like
God,
does
that
something,
hurts so much.
whether it's something minimal or whatever, I give him props for admitting it, right? But at the end of the day, like, you're scarred,
You're
right?
scarred.
So you need time, relax, find it for yourself to maybe forgive him and move on, or rekindle that thing and go from
Yeah,
there.
I think once you give yourself some space, then you'll figure out what you really want to do, whether you want to go back or not.
Yep. All right, so our next question comes from, again, she wants to remain anonymous, confused, or it might be a guy, who knows? Confused and NJ, right? I'm currently in a relationship and it's fairly new, but I feel myself already losing interest. Am I wrong for not wanting to continue the relationship? I feel bad, but it's not working out for me anymore, and I want to know what to say to let him down easy.
That's an interesting one. What do you think?
That is.
We open the floor to our guests here. Cold love.
Just rip the Band-Aid,
Right?
honestly. If you need some advice on how to let him down easy, I got you.
DM her.
DM me. I can't let go of
My little
secrets that I usually use. But no, I think you just need to rip the Band-Aid and just say, look, it's not working out. You're going to be a great person for somebody someday, but that's not me. And just keep on going. Like, you can't force something that's not there. If you don't feel the spark, you're not going to feel it in 10 years. So why
100%.
waste people's time? I
Yeah.
think in this day and age, we have to stop wasting each other's
To
time.
me, I always think back of the saying, you know, would you rather a truth that draws a tear or a lie that draws a smile?
Yeah.
Right? So you're either going to lie to this person, lie to yourself, right? We always talk about yourself.
Yeah.
So you're going to go on with this lie for how long, right? And then you're going to make this longer. You don't know. Maybe the person who is thinking about proposing to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
some
my
people
God.
do that quick. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
and they'll probably do it in a public setting where you have to say no, and then you look like the
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
But I think all in all, you have to think about what you want, and you also have to think about how you would have wanted someone to do it to you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to be led. You don't want to be strung along. So I think the best thing is, like she said, rip the Band-Aid, and if it's stitches, rip the stitches out.
Yeah. Cut through that.
Bleed.
Whatever you have to
We
do.
Bleed now, heal later, and you'll be all right.
We spoke about it. Be honest. That's it. Be honest. let them down. I think honesty is the easiest way to let them down easily.
And just kind of go back to that first like mailbag question. Like you respect honesty so much more. So, you know, that just kind of also puts yourself in a better standard. You're going to feel better about yourself and people are going to respect you more for being honest with them. So, no love lost.
Yeah, co-love. So we're actually going to give you the floor. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to shout out, doesn't have to be on topic, but Co-Love has the floor now.
Yep.
No, I just wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to come on to Talk Down. This is so awesome. I'm so excited to see you guys grow and be the best out there because you guys have amazing topics. So everyone tune in, like, subscribe, follow, share, all of that fun stuff because these guys are amazing. So
we appreciate you. You were on the top of our list.
Yeah.
Not even playing around. Like we have these guests. This is who we want to come on in a few seasons. So we thank you just as much.
Thank you so much for coming on.
So I think this is a perfect time for us to go into our challenge.
Our Talk Down challenge is give yourself a chance to listen to the inner voice. The voice that tells you, this is what I have to do in my life in order to feel fulfilled. It's also okay if you don't know what it is right away, but chances are you find time to do it already. Just don't think it's realistic enough for you to pursue. Make a list of what you're interested in or what you love and research all of the nuances it takes to do it. Even if you've gotten all the information and you realize you don't like doing it, then the list was a success and that's not your passion. Make your reality your own and not what anyone else has created for you.
Yeah, so many resources out here. It's 2019. Google, ask your friends. Hey, look, people who do what you want to do, ask them. They might be able to inform you. You Instagram, all that stuff, ask.
And
reach out.
And if you have it, create your own lane.
Yeah, that's it.
Find out ways that you can create your own lane and do something completely different that no one else has done.
Exactly.
That'll be challenging too, to find people who, are closest to it.
It's not impossible.
And I want to close out with this. Like, some people might not understand what you want to do right now, right? Or it might not make sense to them, but as long as it makes sense to you, just keep doing that shit. Push it, be honest with yourself, keep a balance with work and whatever you feel like you're passionate about and just keep going. Don't stop. I'm telling you right now, you might change people's lives one day and you're going to really feel that like great feeling inside. Like this is what we do right now. I feel great when I do this stuff with you guys.
So as always,
tell
a friend to tell her friend to tell all of her friends to follow us.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next episode. It's been a pleasure. Again, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. And we look forward to
for Ryan
and
Yauris. I'm Juan.
See you on the next episode. Peace, guys.
I need those.
They let it talk down when I'm not around, yeah. It's only tied down when I'm out of town, no. I don't trust many when I'm in the city. I never been a shooter, but I keep them with me. Watch them